Good evening, welcome back for those coming back and all on replays. Hey, we hope you stay. Tonight, more Final Fantasy, we'll get back into it. Oh, yes, we will. Back into following the Dawntrail? Absolutely. We got to a land of Levin, a bunch of lightning bits around. That's where we last dropped off with our grand thing, so let's see where that all gets to without further bits. Trail. Yes. We need to go speak with Graha. We've grabbed a few of the pieces, but not too far. Just a bit of this. Tried crossing the bridge, but there's a hole right there that you have to sort of jump tie to tie. So it's a case of there's nothing up there other than maybe a spot, but nothing that I spotted that said out of the way to go do some stuff. I was thinking about it, looking at this, and it looks very like when you're really up close to Yulemoor from the bottom. I know it isn't, but it's got that whole feel to it. Lightning appears to be drawn to these pole-shaped structures over yonder. There's some manner of lightning rod. Let's go take a closer look. The dragony beast guy. Arr. Do. I bet you're not going to follow me too far, are you? Nope. Didn't think so. So, because of the lightning aspect, used in the mechanical soldiers and warships. Fine etching, repetition, arcane rules, merely not decorative. Harness lightning as a source of energy, quite impressive technology. Still, for a blessing, dome doesn't appear to interfere with link pearls. Thanks for accompanying me. Head to the village and find the others. Well, what I'm thinking is much how like the 13th tilted toward dark and the first tilted towards light when they messed up with the 13th. I think it also etherically knocked a bunch of other worlds into a different angle. So the ones that were destroyed, water, fire, I think it was earthquakes. Stay vigilant. Oh, Aaronville. No sign of anyone. Aaronville's village? What in the world? Here we go. Some sort of something electrically powered. I take it this is his home.
My home. It's in ruins. But why? What happened here? And where is everyone?
I had a look in a few of the other houses, but they had clearly been abandoned.
Damn it all. None of this makes sense.
Excuse me? Are you looking for someone?
I think I've seen you before. I can see a lot of people wanting that dress for a glamour.
I apologize for giving you a fright. However, I did have reason to keep to the shadows.
Okay.
Sorolcha has told me a great deal about you.
Sorolcha?
Greetings, and welcome to the realm of Alexandria. I am Sphene, the Queen of Reason.
Well, Bean, you don't mind being unreasonable for a moment?
Queen of Reason?
If you are the Queen of Reason, is there perhaps a...
Yes, if you mean to ask if there is a King of Resolve. Zorulja holds that title, and together do we reign.
Then you are both behind the attack on Tulihiola.
And I doubt you're here to offer us a warm reception.
Old.
No, you have it all wrong. I am not come to fight. Zorulja rules alongside me, but that is a matter of expedience. In truth, we are at odds, he and I. It is at considerable risk to myself and my people that I come before you to beg your aid.
Our aid? I'll admit I cannot imagine King Zorolja is keen to share and share alike. But if what you say is true, you're still the queen.
Indeed. But I was once the sole ruler of Alexandria. Until one day, he appeared, bent on conquest. In my weakness, I feared his power. So I persuaded him to forego violence and strike a bargain. I would remain queen, and he would receive technology that would empower him to achieve even loftier ambitions, along with the knowledge to use it. A gamble, to be sure, but if it might spare my people...
If I may, the dome surrounding these lands was erected but recently. How is it he was able to not only invade, but instate a new system of leadership in a mere matter of days?
I've never heard of your realm. And this place is, or at least was, Yasolani. The house I grew up in is still here. But 3 years ago, that tower and these strange contrivances weren't. Nor was our village in ruins. Where did you come from? And what happened to the people who lived here? You must know!
I realize how confusing this all must be. Truth be told, I don't fully understand it myself.
All right.
What I can say is that one day, people from your Tuliolol suddenly appeared here in Alexandria. Or perhaps it was we who found ourselves in Tuliolol. Until but recently, we were completely unaware of events taking place beyond the barrier surrounding our realm.
Does this not remind you of the Crystal Tower? How after the 8th Umbral Calamity, we devised a means to transport the Spire across time and space from the source unto the First. Granted, this is on a much larger scale, if that is indeed what has happened. Not only the people and structures, but also the surrounding environment. Regardless, the people of Lakeland perceived the arrival of the Crystal Tower much as the Queen describes her own experience. Sudden and inexplicable.
Well then, you appear to have a better grasp of our circumstances than we do. Indeed, more than I dared hope. In which case, a closer examination of the effects of this phenomenon may afford us more insights. Allow me to take you to the outskirts. A number of the Shatona live there as well. Perhaps your acquaintances are among them.
Hold on. If we accept, there's no guarantee we're not walking into a trap.
But if we're to defeat Zorolja, we need to understand how he grew so strong. Besides...
Yes. Yes.
Ah, you're right.
Besides, I don't take Zoralja.
Queen Sphene, before we go, Your Majesty, I have to ask, did you really have nothing to do with the attack on Tuliolol?
Noble Wook Lamart, shall we dispense with the formalities? I'll not deny the soldiers and airships that attacked your people are products of Alexandria. But it was Zeralja, not we, who fashioned them into weapons of war and laid siege to Tuliolal.
So he alone is to blame.
No, I may not have prosecuted this war, but I nevertheless bear responsibility for it.
Perhaps. I know next to nothing about you, let alone what you've been through. So by all means, show us around. I think we'll learn a lot from meeting your people.
Wonderful! If you would follow me.
It's a little odd for the queen to be walking out here on her lonesome.
Is that concern or suspicion?
It's conspiracy.
If things should take a turn for the worse, might I call upon your aid? I jest, of course. But you do strike me as the most capable here.
Alize has a word to be said. We're not going to trust her just like that, right? Yeah. Mysterious girl appears out of nowhere, proclaiming herself a queen is suspicious. Couple cups of hot chocolate. Yahoo. Next step. Close eye on the queen. I wouldn't pass her by on that one. I wish we should be wary. We could use more information. Let's head to this place, the outskirts, and see what we can learn. Perhaps about Sphene as well. Ba-rum-ba-ba-bum. Lightning lizards. Bolt hounds, huh? Okay. Crops are being grown. Produce seems normal enough. Contraptions. Wonder what it's used for. Growing things. Nothing short of extraordinary. We see people here, well, at least. Similar farming facilities in Tural. Different than ours. Note the machines do. Trial and error. Drone they wanted to continue employing. Environment a challenge. Too much rain and not enough light. Use of electrope allowed us to fortify the buildings here as well as provide what nature cannot. Electrope. Material we use in many myriad devices and applications. Topic for another time. We're nearly at the outskirts. Ah. Oh, that's a group of adventurers. Like, wait, there's people over there. No, those are just adventurers. Okay. Same rule. Grab the Aetheryte first, then talk with them. Really? You're gonna run the power cables along the ground? Trip hazard. You know, we'll at least put some tunnel tape down for it, people. Right? You know, one of those lovely bumper things. Walk over and stuff like that. Oh, yeah. Also, move it from Amuk to here, because it's at the opposite end of the world. Didn't you put it there? There was nothing that really screamed out this. This actually screams do something here. Also, there's a thing nearby. 297. Plenty, though. Lively settlement. Defiance of the ceaseless gloom, almost. Combine traditional bricklaying with electro-based engineering. Cultural blend of the two. Nothing suspicious yet. You keep on quoting regulation there.
Here we are. Though you'll doubtless find much of what you see in Alexandria strange, the traditional agriculture practiced in this village at least should be familiar.
So what's that thing?
Queen's Fiend? What business brings her here, I wonder?
The Queen has come!
Well, why's everyone got, like, Wi-Fi on their heads?
You look well, Paquine. And Catogne, I see you've already taken to your new position.
When she introduced herself as queen, I was expecting someone colder. Honestly, she reminds me of you, Lamachi.
Me?
It's only natural for a ruler to love her people.
True.
And I should like to know them as best I can. Even the most trifling details.
The more you come to know them, the more you grow to love them. Who they are and what they've built.
That's it. Beautifully put.
And it would appear that she is well loved in turn.
Your Majesty, you honor us with your presence. And who are these fine people?
Tuliolol's vow of resolve Wuk-Lamat and her companions. They come from beyond the barrier, but you needn't worry. They are good people and are to be treated as my honored guests.
The rumors of a link to the outside are true, then. Wuk-Lamat is still so young. Where are my manners? I am Papone, a leader of sorts of the people living out here.
Papone? That is a Tonawautan ring to it.
Right you are. I take it you hail from this region as well? Teshpiani, perhaps?
Yes, I do. I don't suppose you know a woman by the name of Kafkiwa?
Kafkiwa.
Kafkiwa? I'm afraid I'm not sure if I've ever met someone with that name.
Mother isn't here. But it's a relief to know at least some of the people of Yasulani are alive and well.
Your mother, you say? Now that you mention it, I do see the resemblance.
You know my mother?
I do. Yes.
Oh, that tone.
Then tell me, please, where is she?
I cannot say. Not here, but I promise I will in due time.
Soldier thing walking by.
I have a question, Pepone. Do you recall what happened the day the dome first appeared?
The barrier? Well, I remember fixing a shelf that had collapsed after a terrible earthquake. Then the ground began to tremble. There was a brilliant flash of light, and then... Forgive me, my recollection of it all is rather poor.
Okay, better question.
You needn't push yourself, Pepone. After 30 years, no one could blame you for not remembering.
30 years? As in 30 years in the past?
Absurd though it may sound, there is no doubt in my mind the events that led to the joining of our lands occurred 30 years ago. Which is not to say I understand why our perceptions of the intervening time are so radically different. We only just became aware of the discrepancy when Zoralja's military base was completed, and we were at last able to venture beyond the barrier.
I believed you long dead. To have the chance to kill you myself is an unforeseen blessing.
"30 years. Little wonder Zoralja assumed our father had already passed away.
It's not unlike how time passes differently in the First and the Source. The fluctuating space of the rift between them disrupting temporal equivalence. Perhaps the same holds true here, and time flowed faster within the dome.
Time is still passing faster here?
I was able to make contact with Y'shtola not long ago via link pearl, so that shouldn't be cause for concern.
Right, so it did it when it expanded then.
And based on the Queen's account, this encampment may have come to serve as a physical bridge between the two planes, after which the dome was forced into the Source's temporal flow.
If we're to be certain of anything, we need more information. Sphene, would it be all right if we had a look around and spoke with the townspeople?
Sound like a good idea.
By all means.
He likes that pose.
Time to see what we can see of Alexandria, then.
And its people. I may yet find familiar faces among the survivors from Yassolani.
Even if I don't understand the half of it, I would learn more of this place before we confront Zoralja.
Fair.
Perhaps you'd care to see how we make our living. Though we have always prided ourselves on the use of traditional Tonawatan farming methods, the use of electro-fueled technologies has led to countless agricultural innovations.
I would join you as well.
Ma'am, please, you needn't trouble yourself.
It's no trouble at all. And I promise not to cause any manner of distraction.
Reassuring words, or they would be had I not heard them countless times before. Very well, but do be careful.
Of course. I shall proceed with the utmost care.
I'm more interested in what that thing on their head means.
Now then, if you two would follow me, we can begin the tour.
An SE Court quest.
I can't say that I trust her yet, but I trust that her affection for these people is genuine. And that's enough for me.
More point, why is she the only one that doesn't have one? Boss we fought in the Vanguard had one, Zeralja has one, the people all have one. It is a concerning question. The Trope has done much to improve the efficiency of their farming, but hasn't replaced everything. So Dwayne did not want to force ours upon them. Our cultures could coexist, going so far as to learn their tongue. I'm sure everyone appreciated that. Communication, thankfully, was not an issue. Tularitan surprisingly similar to Alexian. Of course, there are words and phrases, no equivalent, but those can be taught with minimum effort. And the Turali have learned a great deal from each other. So do not hesitate to ask. Well, we have plenty of questions for you there, Sveen. Ooh, tart. Tart, truly tart. Tart, tart. Extra in tartiness. Rather than bore you, let's go back. Yuppie, Halo, it's called. People and the farmers when we arrive. Yuppie's Halo. Gemstone Trader is now available. Neat. So, which of the reflections, though? Yes, but I'd be keen to figure out which reflection. Is this hovering? It is. Great deal from the workers here. What are you supposed to keep inside this building? Manuswa? That thing again. Manuswa, most experienced farmhand in all of Alexandria. First in the myriad farming techniques. Indeed, the wealth of knowledge she shared with other farmers allowed this place to flourish. Sveen, what do I owe this sudden shower of praise? Apologies for the interruptions. I come with guests from beyond the barrier. There's more to learn. Alexandria. Think of the library. an apt analogy, or sorry, comparison equivalent. Large amount of knowledge tucked into a tiny little place. Invite him, see how the crops are grown. Do hope that's all right. Bag of flowers on the side. That's kind of neat. Gatherer's belt. Numerous visitors outside were true. What manner of hosts would we deny them look around? I gather your majesty also intended to check things here. Know me well, Meneswa. Opportunity to see how the farmers fare, perhaps pepper them with a few questions. I do enjoy observing and taking part in the work too. We do have her permission, so please walk the grounds to your heart's content. She was there at the battle. It didn't look like she was overly impressed with the battle. Not suspicious type, but given our positions, it would make sense for us to go around together, wouldn't you say? Fair point. But be sure not to let me out of your sight. Hey, under what commands lock live? Please come find us after you've filled and spoken with the other farmhands. Curiosity. Until we know what that is, or point how to counter whatever it does. Any particular combat with Zeralja is going to wind up being a 2-3 phase thing. As for the power source, you wish to know about my job? Tend the fields, watering crops, keep the soil fertile, so on. Took some time to fully out how best to carry out my duties. Manage these lamps we use in these fields. We do our best to keep everything up to code, but should they ever start to malfunction, it's up to me to fix them. Land and sky being what they are, bringing a rich harvest makes for constant work. I enjoy how involved the process is. Alexandrian, I didn't grow up much of anything about farming. That's to learn and grow. Okay, so this guy's a native. Elias Ahab. In it. A familiar face. First time on site then? Yeah. Storehouse, or the entrance. Real storehouse is underground. Much spacious. Keep temperature regulation. Keep the harvest from spoiling. Entrance small. Prevent wild beasts from wandering inside. Makes a viable facility for breeding and raising livestock. Few beds down there for emergencies. Often complain how Alexandrian technology and electroscope complicate our lives, but just a matter of learning how things work. Overseeing the storage of harvested crops. They'll be taken up to the tower for processing. From there, they'll find their way to every dining table in Alexandria. The work is hard, I'll not deny, but great satisfaction in what we do. Processing plant. Beginning to feel Yulmore is not a bad analogy for this place. High technology, high living up high on the tower, low technology, not so high living on the tower. Those that lived around the base not do so as the difference. This Kippywee, you are one of the new ones. Visitor from beyond the barrier, that's true. It is, we should connect it to the outside world again. Not that I have a desire to leave, mind you, quite content with my life here in Alexandria. Inside, you're here to observe work. As you can see, I'm in charge of livestock. Yuppie's Halo, we produce not only fruits and vegetables, but also meat, poultry, and eggs. Dodos are good for that. Tending animals is an absolute joy, but have careful not to go too attached. A little sad when they're shipped off, but the job is a job. Give my regards to the Queen. Hmm. 310 south. Just up here. I'll grab that one while I'm in the area. To the east. It's just up here. There it is. Now instead of great walls and another dirty ass gate to basically bust down. So the tower, yeah, because the tower is that way, which is off the map. Or maybe it's up here, tower entrance, but this sort of wall and this indicates some sort of fortification. But what's on this side of the wall? We haven't been on that side of the wall, technically, if you look at this. That gate there looks like it's a way through. Why would someone send a child from one world to another? Besides, we're allowed to have a bit more knowledge on this. Fiend gave her knowledge to Zeralja, may not knowingly do that, and asked him to open the gate. That much I'm pretty sure on. So where does Kryl play into this mix? Hard pressed to deal with such a thing. Not noticing your return, yeah. Kill the farmers, let us return to Mantua. What are your impressions of the farm? I'm not going to say everything's normal. Oh, it was the electrode that caught your eye. Only natural, suppose, if come from a place without. Yet you seem only mildly impressed. This leads me to believe you've experienced with even more marvelous technologies. I'd love to hear your tales one day. Once all this is resolved and we have an issue with this solved, perhaps, Fiend, perhaps. Think of our tour, Limity. What did you call me? Was it inappropriate? My apologies. I heard the others call you by that name, and I thought... As you said before, we have no need for titles or formalities. Very impressed. The machines could be used to overcome an environment harsh as this. Is amazing. Never seen anything like it. Yeah. Still need to find the machinery behind them. Baffling. The system that controls the distribution of water to the fields and livestock. It's been acting up lately, though. Acting up, you say? Happens fairly often. Taking in water. It's had a strong lightning charge. I think some creatures have become charged up with energy, and they're releasing it into the river we use as a source. The system would return to normal if the creatures was dealt with, but I'm reluctant to beg of the army. I'm an adventurer, therefore it's a job I do. And we could take care of it if you'd like. My job. But it is too dangerous. It's no trouble for the vow resolved, Tuliola. How the relation between our nations may develop. People are in need, I want to help. Simple as that. Alien's stronger than I, so it shouldn't take long at all. And very well, I gratefully accept, but please take all care. Thought it'd go faster if you and I search for lightning charged fiends on our own. Good hunting. Watch Wilclamat walk off. It's the old saying, hate to see you go, but love to watch you leave. Speaking of, I haven't... There's the Rivery. Oopsie, I moved. I flinched and I tapped the key. I took a step forward. Underspirit, huh? Oh, I don't have a carbuncle. So used to run around with two friends, I did not pay attention to the fact that one glowing little carbuncle was missing. Like some people like, so your total amount of abilities you've been given, like that, and Solar Bahamut, it's like, I'm not worried about them. We've got effectively a Heaven's Ward update worth of upgrades to ourselves, which is good. I mean, it went from ARR to Heaven's Ward. Yeah, both all right, thank goodness. Yeah, but when it went from ARR of Realm Reborn to Heaven's Ward, all we wound up is going from getting Death Flare on top of our Shadow Flare. Later on, we lost our Shadow Flare. Didn't really worry that much. We barely broke a sweat dealing with the fiends. They're all gone now. Of course, I was worried. You're my dear guests, but thank you. We truly appreciate this. I don't have to ask for all just machines for help. He can consider forces to bolster his forces, sparing but a fraction for the people's protection. He thinks nothing of our safety, unlike Queen Sphene. That's enough, Maswa. You have grievances, I will hear them later. Speak of the king now. Never one to look after his people. Anyway, thank us for letting tour the farm. The folk here are delightful, and it was a pleasure to meet them. Couldn't have favored us with more uplifting words. People are indeed my pride and joy. You never fail to let us know, nor how much you care. Of course, you're my precious family, all of you. Seem a good sort, Sphene. That'll admit. Forgive me if I'm not ready to lower my guard for the enemy queen just yet. For you to be called that, I dread what imagine what villainy your majesty has committed. This is no laughing matter. Truly responsible for the welfare of countless lives, and one wrong decision can lead to untold suffering. Failure is unconscionable. That's a little more of a concern. Now, I believe we're done with the farm. Let's move on, shall we? Get some parts. Take you back to the outskirts, alright? Get back to the outskirts. I dare say your friends will have returned by now. Thanks again for dealing with the fiends. Come visit us anytime. Starting to load up on the side quests already. Natural selection, walk away, miracle electrope, and of course the gemstone trader. So much of Alexandria I'd love to show you. You hear that?
What's happening over there?
It's nearly time.
Wasn't really much of an explanation.
I'm glad you could make it.
Are you with us?
Queen Sphene has come to see you.
We're here, Namika. Everything is going to be all right. What's the matter, dear?
It can't be. That's the bangle I gave to Namika.
You know her?
Of course I know her. She was like a mother to me.
I see. She was always willing to lend a kindly ear to others, but rarely did she ever speak of herself.
Is it really you?
She must have arrived shortly before the barrier manifested. For us, it was perhaps days, but for her...
Namika, it's me. Wuklamat.
I'm afraid her time with us is nearly at an end.
Has she no more soul cells?
She always used hers sparingly, but at her age, it wouldn't make a difference.
Ma'am, the ushers have arrived.
Thank you, Namika, for your many years of friendship. Take comfort in the knowledge that this is not the end. Be not afraid. Your memory will live on, in us.
Living on in memory. The giants share a similar belief.
It may not be the same here. I'm still holding up.
Wait, where are you taking her?
Worry not. She is being escorted to a medical facility in the tower. There, we will ease her burden. I had hoped to make arrangements for her sooner, but she wished to remain here for as long as possible. I could not bring myself to refuse her.
The gut punch for will Clement.
Is there any way I might stay with her for a little while longer? We may not share the same blood, but she was my mother. Please.
Let us give them some time alone.
Mention of soul cells.
She didn't speak, but I'm grateful that I could be with her at the end. Thank you.
It's not the end.
Hmm?
Oh, nothing. I was just thinking that we have much to discuss. Where shall we begin?
Okay.
With what we can be reasonably certain of, perhaps. Between what we have witnessed and the testimony of Alexandria's inhabitants, it's safe to say that two distinct lands have indeed become one. What's more, having met Namika, there is no denying the divergence in the passage of time. Taken together, these phenomena strongly suggest that some manner of cross-rift displacement has occurred. Specifically, the displacement of Alexandria from another reflection to the source.
It does seem the most likely explanation.
What perplexes me, however, is the scale of said displacement. It far exceeds what could conceivably be achieved with a Void Gate, or even with the Crystal Tower. In essence, we are dealing with a localized instance of dimensional compression. The Ascians would no doubt liken it to a rejoining. Which invites the question, how was such a feat accomplished?
I wish that I had an answer for you, but this talk of reflections and dimensions is well beyond my understanding. I can only tell you that we lived peacefully under the barrier's protection for many, many years, until the day that peace was suddenly broken.
If I may clarify, the barrier predates Alexandria's displacement.
By several hundred years, yes. To when the continent we call home was ravaged by a devastating cataclysm.
This would be when Kryl was basically kicked through the
The
portal.
barrier was erected to isolate us from the surrounding land's noxious influence.
I see. And it was only later that it was whisked away, along with its contents, by means unknown.
In other words, Sphene's as lost as the rest of us, right? The Alexandrians didn't mean to end up in Tural.
Maybe they did.
But of course, our next stop ought to be Everkeep. That tower over yonder. Once you have been registered as my guests, you will have access to Solution 9 and its residential district, where you will doubtless gain invaluable insight into Alexandria's state of affairs.
Solution 9? Meaning there was 8 other solutions, or there's more than 20?
Unfortunately, I cannot take you directly to where Zoraljar resides.
That you'd let us in it all goes a long way toward proving you're not content to let Zoraljar do as he pleases. But we're not talking about a simple difference of opinion here. I've come to avenge my father. And to do so, I intend to take Zoraljar's life. Are you willing to stand by and allow Alexandria's king to be slain?
A fair question. Permit me to answer it thus. My people come first. Their welfare is paramount. I will do everything in my power to keep them from harm.
It doesn't so much answer the question.
It is a ruler's duty. Now, I am off to register you at Everkeep. It may take some time, but you shall find the entrance open to you in due course. Oh, and ere I forget, Your mother, Kafkiwa? You might try the Thunder Yards to the east.
The Thunder Yards? Is that where she is?
I'm afraid I can say no more than that. Make for the Thunder Yards, and all will be made clear.
He's got cards very close to that chest of hers.
It's not as if we have other pressing business. Not until we can get into this Everkeep, anyway.
I just had a Wi-Fi download.
Thank you for earlier. And for being a friend to Namika these past 30 years. It means a lot to me.
Why am I...
Namika? I'm sorry, but I don't know who you mean.
What? We were just with her. If this is some sort of a joke, it isn't funny.
I don't mean to give offense, but I honestly have no idea who you are talking about. I'm sorry.
How can you not know who she is? You're in charge here. She was under your care.
Then in all likelihood, my memories of her have been stored in the cloud. Any person seemingly forgotten without reason is probably there, in the cloud. Oh, I really must be getting back to work. If you'll excuse me.
digitized. That whole Makava brain just kind of ticked up on it. Yep. I think Section 9's on top of the tower. Very Yulmorin. This was very unsettling. Let's see how it is with other people. Apparently no recollection of Namika. How could he suddenly forget about that? As if he never knew her. The same thing happened to others, I wonder? Yes, in the area. We can reconvene afterwards at the Etherite. Really such an importance? You were looking for your mom. Thought that had slightly higher import. Mika? Don't know that. Sorry, I couldn't be of help. A bit dystopian. Our brains are all wired into network. Like, oh no, you've had the Microsoft update. Oh no, CrowdStrike has updated your brain. Crash. I'm taken up to the cloud. So you're pretty much right. People's minds are being digitized and stored. No Namika? Never met anyone by that name. Worked outskirts for a good while now. She spent time there, I'd remember. Do you agree with that concept? The whole Makova brain that you had the idea of before is just basically hitting harder and harder, isn't it? Got people digitized in there. Live a life, multiple lives, or for so long, based on this. Soul cells give them an extra go at it. Rejuvenating them, but I don't know. Same for everyone. Memory was purged from their minds. Such thing maybe don't matter. Alter memories so many at once, transcending. Surge of ether, none in the moment. Then noticed something before seemingly forgot. A light in the device on his head began to blink. Connection? Someone also said something about soul cells. Who might be this? And would cause only confusion. Can't solve. To look for, Kakuya Thurs by the Thunder Yards. Could be in this direction. Hello, you. What are you? Possible. Hmm? Dangerous. We better destroy it. Ah! Should we give chase? I don't know how this world works. Might be worth asking it some questions. Alright, look like you've seen a ghost. It's nothing. I'm fine. We're headed anyway, so let's track it down. Yeah, Sven's not telling the entire data pile, that's for certain. There's definitely something not being told. Truthful? We wouldn't expect anyone to be that truthful. That world basically was falling to ether? Oh, could this perhaps, instead of what I'm thinking of as a reflection that... faster than it looks. Instead of being a reflection that hasn't fallen, it's possible that Alexandria is more like Novarant than you give credit to. Like the 13th. Was this perhaps one of the Asians destroyed worlds, if you would? One of the calamitable ones, they collapsed. The people used their technology to create the barrier around it, protecting it from basically full collapse. Voice, could it be? So the world never fully collapsed, if you would. Meaning a little bit of ether sort of, or a little bit to so-called ether escaped. And the tiniest thing ever. There it goes. I see you, Bubble Bot. Our stealth check did not fail. You found it? Looks like it's headed up to a cave up there. Northeast. Bound for the mines. Come on then. Yep, so let's not rush too quickly in. Yeah, that's a fair call. We'll walk leisurely. That was a 415. I think that's over here. Stones in the crates. It could be turquoise. Old coal mine. Safe to assume it went into the mines. Faint voices coming from inside. It's not alone, so going in. Maybe a trap, so be ready for a fight. I don't think it's a fight. It'll be a 98 dungeon. Technically, this gear hasn't completed. 669. No one's worked these tunnels in some time. Not worried. We'd had to improvise countless times after all. It's true. Made with electrosoap. Seems to be the only one to be here. You can hear them. Several people up ahead. Can't make out their conversation with the echoing. Keep going. Keep your guard on, though. Bunch of them?
What is this?
Ironville!
A trap?
It really is you!
Oh. It's Mom.
Who?
I just had to get a look at you in the light. And I can still hardly believe my eyes. But it is you, my darling Olympia!
My darling, what now?
They don't have the things on their head.
Oh, it's so good to see you, my fussy little bun bun. But what are you doing here? What brings you all this way?
Fussy little bun bun.
Why the long face? Aren't you happy to see me after all this time?
I'd know that laugh anywhere. Mother?
Wait. Since when was your mother a weird floating thing?
And what have we here? Say, aren't you Galoo Jaja's kitten? I knew I recognized that adorable fuzzy face. Ellen Espier was always so excited whenever you invited him over to play. You remember me, I hope?
I can't say that I do, but you know my father?
Appearances notwithstanding, it would seem this is my mother, Kafkiwa.
I'm sorry?
Oh, this won't do. Come in. Friends of my Ellen Espier are always welcome.
Ellen Espier. Espier.
All I ask is a little forewarning, but no.
Just when I thought I was starting to get a handle on this place. How are things still getting stranger?
Welcome to one of my adventures. I was like, I don't know. It's like, this is nothing. Loading machine, right? That makes about as much sense as everything else so far. I doubt anything else could possibly surprise me. Wait for it. Using a remote control system? I'll need to ask her. Yep. Well, let's hear what she has to say. True. Okay, first of all, why are you a glowy orb thing? It's so wonderful to meet you all. Students Baldessian. Been a while since I heard that name. Ask the reason for your appearance? Just the body I control remotely. You use this for our operations. A drone. Resistance organization, Oblivion we call ourselves. Oh, well, better than Avalanche. Thwart Sabralja's ambition for conquest. As the leader, it's prudent I remain where I can't be easily found. Whimsical not this, yours is a serious cause. Truth be told, Oblivion was founded for an altogether different purpose. And that is... everything you see within this dome, buildings, people, this, is a fusion of two worlds. Stopping a fusion was Oblivion's original mission. You know who and what responsible for it? Afraid not. A long time ago, our mission statement would become more of a legend that's been passed down to members. By the time we joined, our sole objective was stopping Sabralja. Failed to do that, now he's taken his army outside the dome. Tell me you're gonna get that little thing as a minion then? None of you wear those strange devices on your head. Does that have something to do with your work? You mean this? It's a regulator. Pinnacle of electrotrope. This. We don't wear it is indeed related to our operations. What exactly does it do? Allow me to explain. Alright, Geode. Geodude. He says regulates reserve of souls. Should they die, regulator expends a soul to bring them back to life. Reserve? You mean people can walk around carrying spare souls? Souls are packaged in cells. They can be used to replenish the life force that is lost due to sudden death, such as accidents. They do nothing for those that die of old age, though. Distribution of soul cells based on one's work evaluation, courage, exemplary performance when fulfilling their duties. Well, where do they get the spare souls? Souls is a common resource, and payment for services rendered? Where do you get them from, then? That should be the next question. Void scent practices consuming others for their ether comes to mind. I expect the act comes with some risk. Zero. When they ate, they merged each other. Their memories would become their memories. Jot. Can't pronounce her name anyway. Doesn't it dilute your sense of self? That's prevented through memory management, a process which regulators also play a role. The reason why everyone's forgotten Amika's existence. Constantly recording memories of their wearer, so if they should die, their memories can be refreshed as part of the restoration process. Preserve one's identity sense of self, regulators also trigger when someone else dies. Regulators forcibly extract memories relating to the deceased from anyone wearing one. Why would they do such a thing? The kindness bestowed on people by Everkeep's core system, no one has to suffer the pain of loss. Kindness in this. That's what they meant by their memories being in the cloud. These are wiped from the minds of the people and archived in the system. Frightening function of the regulators, and an integral step in soul cell production. Here we go. Person died of natural causes, souls temporarily housed within the regulator. Then delivered to this where the memories are separated from the soul. That which we saw them doing. Results a fresh soul cell free of impurities, ready for distribution and consumption. Extra lives, if you would. But that's only if you die of natural causes. So in this, to be remembered forever. On the surface, it seems similar to the Yakui philosophy, but I see nothing noble or comforting in it. Doesn't seem so terribly. Me personally, all comes down what you're used to, I suppose. Barrier encasing Alexander's system was created to overcome the calamity that transformed the world hundreds of years ago. Bingo! It is a world that fell to the Asians' bumbling bumhole Kirk. This. Mounting death toll, science used Electrope as a means to devise save what lives they could so the nation could endure. Theirs was a world that the Asians collapsed. This, finally, that Tyrell would also accept this way of living. Came to a shock as this. In fact, a great many were opposed to it. Why the use of regulators was never compulsory. People have always been free to go without them if they so wish. Dean didn't strike me the sort of ruler to impose her will on others. Oh, you've already met. Suggests we come to the Thunder Yards, and this also says she wants to help us stop Zeralja. Awfully kind of her to point you in my direction, also speak so candidly as well. Well, whatever her motive, she's given the people a choice, lived with the risk of true death or security of the regulators. Everything that lives must someday die. This is the natural order of things. Quite right. But however you feel about them, it would be easier to understand what the regulators are capable of if you saw it yourself. Show you. As luck would have it, they have been starting work right about now. Who exactly are we going to see? Come with me, you'll find out. So now we understand what those things on the heads are. Soul things. This looks like the case of the world was collapsing. Ascians destroying the world. So this is actually a shard merged with the source that technically merged with the source. This is a right royal pain in the butt. So the Golden City was created either to deal with the whole thing, so it's more information that's needed. And for what I get as a general gist is Calamity struck. Couldn't be a remnant world. I'm thinking of two worlds connected like that. Sort of like a fragment of the actual shard not actually collapsing because it was held together behind this barrier and the whole world was falling to lightning. And when the gates opened, they think Sphene is tied to that network somehow. She pulled through the entirety of it all. Souls is a resource. See how the regulators work, but how? Here? Good. Felony fiends. Striker. Okay. I know some people would definitely take it up on the choice. Okay, it's just at the frontier. This. So someone you know definitely would do it. I doubt that, but I mean, some people in general, possibility of having a multiple life system. Like, you know, like Super Mario Brothers, extra lives, gathering lightning energy. I think this box, guessing food. Oops. Opportunities. Study Electrope on behalf of the students. Each of these regulators, risks inherently giving another party memories cannot be overstated. Never mind the ethical for using souls in such a fashion. Wearing a regulator. What are you doing in here with so many friends? I might have observed you at work. Hunting, you mean? I guess that's fine. Okay, is she a punch? A pugilist, I would guess, because there's only two things that have double sides. That, well, I assume they were wearing special regulators like Queen Sphene's crown. Not wearing anything at all. Might be too dangerous here. What if struck by lightning or attacked by beasts? Quite capable of looking after themselves. Should anything go amiss, I'll take full responsibility. Don't say I won't. Danger aside, there isn't much to see. You're a hunter. Would it be easier for those mechanical soldiers to guard this place? The fact that they're weak to lightning. Thank you! The Thunderyard being what it is, they've been ordered to steer clear. So they're vulnerable to lightning damage. Ah. I guess. Dangers will compensate for it, so it's perfect progression looking to build up savings. Special selection of souls for hunters isn't terrible either. Special selection? See, the danger you speak of is not too much trouble to ask. Of course, in which case, that's on any old beast. Yourself in a fight, right? Cause a ruckus slaying critters nearby, you see a chance you'll draw out something worthy of a demonstration. She's gonna get herself killed, isn't she? Yeah, but suppose we should slay what we can. Right, so Zeraldra was struck down, and he used the second life to get up. Not Dynamis. Hello, how you doing? Just two? Okie-doo. Okay, it is a pugilist. That's a pugilist stance. I'll help you. Fine. Really, I face worse. Just watch. Let us help. Oh no. Look out! Rika got struck. Well preserve. She needs healing. Guys, we've all seen this before. That was embarrassing. The bastard caught me off guard. Are you mad? Seriously, let us help. I told you not to worry. Only take a moment. Yeah, we've seen this before. It's like Zoologia. Come on, let's get out of here. That's also a function of the regulator? Seems so. How Zoologia was able to return the dead and defeat Papa, but I'm not sure what we saw at the end there. Turned red is as if possessed, your movements became beast-like. Powered by the soul of a beast. Reminded of the Serpentine soldier we encountered at the Vanguard who did the same. Crossed past one of the King's elite. Such a forge can only be achieved by gorging yourself on souls. Do the same in theory, but it's incredibly dangerous. Besides, it's not as they allow hunters who carry that many souls to begin with. We get back to work. Take care. Just don't get yourself killed again. There are two kinds of soul, those of people and those of beasts. Grant them supernatural strength, and also be ensured no one suffers an untimely death. Souls of beasts work much in the same way, imbuing with the strength of the chosen animal. Soul of wolf, more agile and feral, as you saw, like with Striker. Several times itself, result physical change. Your teeth might become fangs, your claws, nails. Too many, you become more like beast than man. Your souls of other beings become more and more reminiscent of void scent. Cycle of death, rebirth, simply broken. Here, forcibly taken before they reach the Ethereal Sea. Different means to achieve similar ends. Cycle, which all are within the dome, are bound. This is wrong. This is all wrong. And so removed from our own beliefs. Developed hundreds of years ago. You say a calamity struck 100 years ago. One where the whole world basically got consumed by lightning. Raha, it's our resident scholar. Trial, like, was there a time that a calamity of lightning happened upon the source? Like, yes. Spoke of surprising civilization and other reflections. Wonder if he had Alexandria in mind. No less disconcerting. In the beauty of the Ethereal Thys, they simply can't have done what they've done here in Alexandria. Do some monstrous transformation. Far older than she appears. Souls, how important. As we now know what power Zoraljah has at his disposal. One thing to separate corporeal ether from incorporeal ether, but to strip the memories from a so entirely unprecedented technology. Tuliyola is concerned. Newfound power Zoraljah has become a real threat to the entire world. It has to be stopped no matter the cost. Wow. Cost is a few sleepless nights on my part. Ah. Ooh, shortcake. Incite the use of souls in Alexandria. Shocking, I know. I was overwhelmed first. We need this time to adjust it all. Let's head back to the earth and sky. At this rate. Something to discuss with everyone. Take a moment before I head into the tunnel. I know. I gotta clean up the food piles as well. Oopsie. No, this one. You do? I do. Roar. Bang. Your aim stinks. I shoot my electro beams. Firing my laser. No wonder you're a defective sentry. Right? Stormtroopers can only have such a precise aim. How much do you wish to discuss, I wonder? Souls even from fiends. Oh, it could become. He'd lose himself long before that. But everybody rails against it. Yeah, I get that, Alize. Lots to share. Yeah, both technology and values, playing the wide gulf between Tuliyola and Alexandria. Knows everything about us. We hardly know anything about what he's become. He lies within that enormous tower. Everkeep. I'd like to make a proposal. If I work with Kyaner people, we need to learn as much as we can about the enemy. Quickest way would be to join hands with Oblivion. Oh, but we shouldn't look too quick to trust, but the fact remains they share a desire to stop Zoraljah. Seems to be at odds with us. May I ask why you would cooperate with Oblivion instead? Your leader's Erinville's mother. Meanwhile, Sviel Mayfi, she's ruler of this nation. There's a greater risk working with her. Unless of a reason to take her at her word. Fair point. Knowing Zoraljah, we must assume his arrangement with Scene was not made out of some consideration. All I know is it'd be heartening to have allies in this strange realm. If everyone agreed that any help we could get would be welcome. Actually, my mother behind the machine. Without seeing her flesh, cannot rule out the possibility of a ploy. Turns out to be a trap. We endanger not only ourselves, but everyone in Tuliyola. As you say, we have no proof this really is this, but I make my full awareness of this. Yes, we gotta strive for peace. Going to war or striving for peace, we need to learn as much as we can. Otherwise, we can't hope to do anything meaningful. As it stands, we know too little about this realm. We need to remedy that. We need to study the enemy, and when time comes, strike down Zoraljah, for good and all. What's more, I trust you, Erinville. You've always had instinct, honed from your time training under your mother. What if I'm wrong? What if my sentiment is clouding my judgment? If it's a trap, we'll deal with it when it's sprung. That's always the way of it with you. Fine, if you're set on this, I'll say no more. Come on. We've dealt with many a trap like that before. Oh no, it's a trap. Oh boy. Aha, we've locked you in the building. Uh-huh. It's like, now you're locked in here with us. Actually, bum. You really want to make that claim? What do you mean? It's not me locked in here with you. It's you were locked in here with me. Well, yeah, that's kind of what that means. Yeah, you wish you had unlocked the doors. That's what I mean. Settled, let's head inside. Two blues. Electrope strike. Like I said, this is all embracing oblivion. Entrance to earth and sky. How hide out. Agree with Wicklamat. It's a gamble regardless whether we choose to work with the people, nor knowledge better than none. I'm all for dealing with Zerolja. We need to consider how our actions may affect ordinary Alexandrians. They're not the enemy after all. True. Nostalgia. Wildlife can be dangerous. You need to take care if you don't wear a regulator. Oh, hello again. You dude. Just one of those things when you see it in action. Aha, your opinion, please. Post conviction, flexibility, both. Tales are true. She's learned much support. Yeah, she has learned much on the way through. We have seen to such. Says her father. Thing I need to tell you and your people. Came here for no other reason than to strike down Zerolja. I thought he was your brother. You mean to kill your own kin? But he invaded my nation, murdered our people. His vow resolved, it falls to me to bring him to account. Prepared to do what I must, I won't hesitate when the time comes. Like you, yours oppose Zerolja. In this light, I propose we work together to stop him for once and for all. This sudden, but it's a gamble to trust someone you've only just met. But I would trust the conviction of anyone who shares my goals, so fight with me, I beg you. Well, it's nostalgia in for it. As you say, our goals align. I don't doubt your resolve in the least. If I hadn't pros work this, I would have done so instead. Told it's going to be tough to go it alone. While we've gathered ample intelligence, we don't have the strength to make decisive action. Besides, how could we not trust you? My only son is with you, my fussy little bun-bun. He's all the reason I need. That's it, we got nostalgia on our side. Here's to a fruitful collaboration. Kakui and everyone. Together we'll achieve great things, I'm sure of it. It's a big old revolver. 10-shot, isn't it? Not waste any time wondering about Zerolja's whereabouts. Is there a palace inside the tower? After a fashion? Uppermost level. The Queen has a perchance for going out in public. He seldom shows himself. His movements are highly classified. Not even his commanders are privy to that knowledge. If anyone knows where he is at a given time, it could only be the Queen. Don't know whereabouts. Zerolja will eventually march on Tuliol again. That's when we can go after him. Drawback is we have to wait for the invasion to happen. Innocents may be put in harm's way. Plus, he'll leave everything to his minions and not command the army in person. And we've got to take the fight to him and stuff it up to this. No, he'll take the field. What makes you so certain? Always yearned to suppress our father. That's why he attacked Tulliola. After waiting 30 years, the first thing he wanted to do is demonstrate his newfound strength. Killing Papa didn't satisfy him. Now he's bent on proving himself stronger than me and Kona, who bested him in the right of succession. He challenged me to strike him down. He wants a duel to show everyone he's superior to the Dawn Servant. He won't let his minions deprive him of the pleasure. And why hasn't he appeared and given you your chance? Surely he's aware of our presence here. Yes, perhaps he wants to douse us with his wondrous realm? If he won't deny to appear, then we'll force him to do so. Something else is up. We gather intelligence. We make no move to attack him. Show absolutely no interest in a confrontation. Knowing him, he'll tire of waiting, turn his attack to Kona instead. He'll attack Tulliola again, like he said he would. If you believe this is the best approach, we have no objections. Since Tulliola requires he lead his forces through Vanguard, we have lookouts to keep it on it day and night. Such a strategy is certainly viable if we're proceeding with it, though we should warn those outside. Indeed, they'll have time to prepare their defenses. Coordinate our efforts. I'm already in regular contact with Stola, and we'll make sure keep our comrades apprised of developments. Leave Vanguard to us. We'll send word at the first sign of movement. Seems we have a plan. While we wait for Zeralja to move, you'll do best prepare for battle. It means familiarizing yourself with the technology that empowers him. To that end, I'll show you Oblivion's main headquarters. Thought this was it place. Impressed to know we're located right inside the tower, residential district of Solution 9. Hiding in a tree in the forest, as it were. Question: how to get you through the checkpoint? Sveen said she'd make it so we could enter without an issue. Did she? Curious. She's not supposed to have such authority over the sentries. Her words was she'd register us as guests. I see. Perhaps we're in the clear then. You ready? Come meet me at the tower entrance. Something. Head out. Give us a moment to introduce ourselves properly. Names are all good to know when you're working together. Geodude and Nostalgia. I'll take that. Alright, it's Geodude. His name is Geode. Yeah, Geode dude. We're the main crew here. I'm Geode, leader of this hideout. The young twins behind me are Nostalgia and Wakekwe. They are twins. They just have their hair done differently. Pleasure to meet you. Born and raised inside the barrier. Been with Oblivion for 3 years. Our main duties are surveillance and provisioning. Twins, that explains the resemblance. Is a Tuankan name, unless I'm mistaken. A Tuelian, and her father is Alexandrian. They wanted to honor both cultures. Oh. They're beautiful names. No memories of my mother, to think I carry part of her with me. What made you join Oblivion? Avenge our father. Speak louder. Ambrose was his name. He was taken away after a scuffle with a soldier over a disagreement. Minor incident, so first we clung to the hope he'd be released. Months went by with no word about him. Remove our regulators. We'd already lost the memories of our mother. We didn't want to lose those of our father as well. They've all forgotten about him now. Everyone who had known him. Bastard. Even here he thinks nothing of his own people. Sometimes later we are approached by a member of Oblivion, Hoping to get justice for our father, we joined the Order. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to darken the mood. No, we appreciate you sharing this. Together we'll avenge your father. It'll be butt-kicking a mini. Something tells me you have what it takes. Want to introduce yourself too? Pretty much the same story. Mine is Juan in name. I haven't the faintest things how things are outside the barrier. Go and see with my own eyes, our mother's homeland. Peace is restored, you must come visit. The wilds are beautiful, food's delicious, and everyone's so nice. You'll love it. That's us here. You'll meet others in the back room. That's our headquarters. Some a little eccentric, but they have good hearts. Elena Shippa, one last thing. This. Thank you for seeking out Kalua. She talks about you so much. Clear how important you are to her. Nothing to say. Be good to your mother while you still can, eh? Yes. Good thing for everyone. Be good to your parents in general. We'll let you go now. Free to use this hideout as much as you like. Cool. Meanwhile, in Everkeep. All right, more backstory that our character doesn't know, but we as the viewer get to know. I figured it was some sort of heavy repository like this.
You've been consulting with Wuk Lamat. No matter. I do not know what you are scheming. But when your realm lay on the brink, you were powerless. You had no choice but to turn to me. Whatever sentiment you may feel for her, it is my power you require. Is it not?
Perhaps. And yet, knowing the love that Wuk Lamat bears for her people, how she regards them all as kin, I cannot help but wish to spare her the same pain I have suffered. What's more, her friends possess new knowledge. Were we to work together, we might find another path. I know you're loath to consider it, but is there no hope for peace with Tuliolo? What we've already done may be unforgivable, but it needn't continue. You needn't kill your brother and sister.
I slew my only flesh and blood. Yet you attempt to sway me with an appeal to family. The memory of my father's final moments still fills me with disappointment. Age came for him before I did. For long years, I sought to prove the miracle. And weak as he was, defeating him achieved nothing. To kill them is my only recourse. Wuk Lamat and Kona, who bested him as he was in his prime.
They are still your siblings, even if not by blood. That such bonds should mean so little to you.
I am bound to no one. Serve none save myself. I made that clear when first you spoke to me in the Golden City. Remember, I can easily kill your beloved family. If you would protect them, cast aside any foolish notions. Your wisdom and abilities are valuable insofar as our goals align. So think well before you act, Queen of Reason. Wuk Lamat, if you are father's worthy successor, then you will find your way to me.
So he's
But should
waiting.
you fall short, I will lay waste to Tuli Yolal.
Memory banks.
What now?
Remind me of Alphino and myself. Similar but so different. We should chat some. Trade twin tails. Well, I double dare you twins, both sets, to tie your hair in twin tails before you share touch tails. Courage to oppose Zeraljan's army. Must be well driven indeed. We enter the tower. Not that I'm excited or anything. Not unduly. Head to the tower. So Zeralja's just going to wait for us at the top of the tower. And I'm guessing Alexandria, for all it was withstanding the trouble that was out, it was slowly collapsing. One cannot stand against the void for long. The actual void between worlds. So, save as many people as possible. Their memories were loaded into... They were digitized and loaded into the tower. A great barrier was assembled around it to act as a life raft of types. After the Asians ruined the world and tried to rejoin it back to the first. But that life raft, I guess, was beginning to take on water, so to speak. Zeralja managed to get her to agree with the connecting of it back to this world. Ooh, neat doors. That's my current guess on how the world goes. Until I have access past that point. I should see where that gap thing looks like. It looks like there's a gate here to drive through. Ah, I was right. There is a gateway here to drive through. Like, you require this much to do this. Alright, let's just... Doesn't that scream battle zone? '98 zone. I don't know how we have to come this side of it, but obviously the Tuliolan section's on that side, and this is the actual wild of Alexandria that was packed up into the barrier. Reminds me of Lakeland. Especially seeing the castle remains over there. All the rest of the charges are down here somewhere. Travel, ether currents. That'd be about right. I've used 5 of them so far. Found 5 of them on this side of the marker. Oh, go away. Look at this for a burnout spot. Whee! Visitor detected. Verifying access rights. Error. No data found. You must be accompanied by registered personnel to continue. So even beating up Zeralja up here isn't going to be the end of it all. There you are. As registered guest, you should be able to march right in. If she hasn't, you may have to swarm of Zeralja's minions to deal with. I don't know. Either way, we get his attention. Nothing for it, see if Scene's betrayed us, eh? Diligent service friends, my companions, I would like to pass. Would you so kind? Outrunner guide unit, this registration number verified. 6 accompanying civilians identified, verifying credentials. Civilian. Credentials verified. Welcome, guests of Queen's Fiend. What a relief. Well, means an easy entrance. There you have it. Seemed true to her word. Follow me. Solution 9 awaits. It is sort of like the whole Calusa and Yulmore really does have that feeling. The outskirts being sort of the bottom of Yulmore. Just no mule. Well, technically, eating sin eaters and eating souls ain't that far different, really, is it? Groovy.
Everkeep, a tower of electrope piercing a perpetual shroud of storm clouds. Occupying the 9th level of this 12-tiered structure is a residential district called Solution 9. In so naming their home, what hopes did its founders harbor for it? And did it prove the answer they sought?
I made a previous idea that this would be like Area 51. It's not. So, I goofed there, obviously.
Spectacular, isn't it? There are more districts throughout the tower, including industrial ones, but Solution 9 is the largest.
Just being here makes my head spin.
Perfectly natural reaction. A city of shimmering electrope, replete with strange technologies that cater to every conceivable need. We never dreamed of the light back home in Tuliyolau.
Hey, palm trees up there.
Now, while I go and explain the situation to those in the back room, why not take a moment to explore? I believe lived experiences are far more educational than dry explanations.
I agree too.
And you want to know more about Sphene and Zeralja's dominion, do you not?
You had me at explore.
I had a feeling you'd be keen.
Just to confirm, while we have been allowed inside, are we also permitted to roam?
Absolutely. As Sphene's registered guest, you'll find you're exempt from the sentry scrutiny. The elevator to the uppermost level. I wouldn't go near that. But other areas should be fine provided you act like you belong.
All right then, we'll show ourselves around.
Yes. Familiarizing ourselves with the technology here will help us prepare for the battles to come.
Of course it will, Graha. Of course it will.
Try not to enjoy yourselves too much, or you're liable to attract attention.
Once you've explored to your satisfaction, come to the entrance to True View in the eastern sector. The way from there is a little complicated, so I'll send someone to guide you.
Understood. We'll see you later.
I shall speak with the residents. Perhaps one of them will recognize the earring.
Be careful, Kryl.
What's with this place? How can this all be the inside of a tower?
So, what aren't you telling me? Where are you?
That I can't reveal yet. Precautions, you understand. Just know that I'm safe. But come, tell me about your adventurer friend. You seem to have a great deal of faith in him.
A lot of these outfits are the PvP stuff
You must
outfits.
have been through a lot together.
You might say that. For instance, we found the entrance to the Golden City.
Wait, what? You did? Alanashpir, why didn't you mention this sooner?
You want to explore together?
I guess we're stuck together.
It's not that I'm scared or anything. Everything is just so different from home is all.
It's not like I'm scared or anything. You sure about that one? Sure. But I thought you were trying to be honest, Book Lamat. Towers inside towers, but I still can't believe it. Proceed straight ahead. Lost. Let's turn around the way we came back. Alright, let's have a look around here. Resolution. So we have. Let's be on west of this. Alright. Dawn of a New Deal. Oh. Not seeing that many merchants outside of this area. All right, shall we continue? All right. Little angel snacks here. Snack store? Some sort of force field. Everything's in sort of vacuum packs. Recycling. Low water. Vending machines. We've seen these in the housing items. People just like in the park. Nonsense are you? Oh, there's a sky bridge there. You think these two connect to? They do. Looks like there's definitely a sort of internal and a crisscross there at that bridge. Oh, there's a... Oh, adventurer. It blends in well. I need to... where's it? There, not there, not there. A little too functional. Did I not do one for that set? Nope. Commerce section. Mosaic. Just like this. Original blend. Blend of what? Ooh, you selling coffees, are you? Sweet, but everything else looks like it's on tap. And it would seem this is the... Oh, go jumping off that? What's the fun in that? Not that much higher than that. Materia Master. Delivery Mugle, some of this. Nexus Arcade. Okay, this is... Okay, when do we get this as a mount? Neon Air Wheel Dealer. For 7 million, you can buy a bike. So that was 7 million credits, huh? Alright. Like, you could buy that directly. I could. Ah. Cruise Day selection. Riondia Consortium. Alter commercial for the time being. Please visit again in the future. Rondina. Right, Moena. Rowena. Was Rowena in the source. Modena. Moena in the first, and now it's Rodina here in whatever version this is. Alright. Fraser. Gemstone Trader. It's 98 here. Okay, let's have a look at this, how it compares to this. Okay, so the so your relic still beats the pants off of it. So if you've got your relic, that should be super duper easy right now. All right. Battlecraft gear, mage. And if you've got the Cerendium augment, you're still better than this. So a high quality version. Ooh, what are you selling? I can't buy because you're just this. Not open for business. In the future. Ah, you're one of the traders for the tomes. For your bungled delivery. Ruby. Delivery Moogle. How did Moogles survive in this world then? Can't be all bad if Moogles survived here. Why does it look like there's a gap there and a gap there? I will investigate that, I think. If there is, it means obviously, much like Yulemore, how you couldn't link to the... Oh, there's a force field there. Oh no. Government sector. Praxis Park. Very, very intrigued place. No points where Zeralcha is hiding out. I think he'll be actually not here, but I think he'll be up a floor. Sights of the west and beyond. Run, run. This really is the whole fight, meet, and do its thing business area. Right, the end city, if you would. We grab here and we look at teleport costs. We're looking at an easy 1,000. Holy moly! What? Let's go all the way to Tertium's 2,000 from here. Moon's a little bit more, but that's understandable. It is the moon after all. Hope you don't materialize in the wrong spot. Like, aha! Oh, by the way. Put that one here. So this was sort of the end city, just like Radzehan is the end city for Endwalker. And Rhalgr's Reach was for Stormblood, and what was it? Shadowbringers was technically Yulmore. Technically it was crossed between Yulmore and the Recreation Zone. I take it these fly. Not really seeing much this. Okay, so Skyflyers. Neat van. Got a bit of a short door to get in and out of, though. That's where that park is. Some musical band. A commissary. A food court type thing. And I was looking at it going, what the? What's that? Oh, wait, that's just adventurers. Well, lots of vending machines. And neon lights. Like some sort of bottled recharge. Through view. This is obviously where the back room is. A bike store or bike racing. Make this look natural. Suppose. Massive aircon on that thing. Look at that. Gideon. Standing Port 9 heritage found, now accessible from this. That's the outer marker then. Crossroads already. Places too much. I have no way to go. Let's Let's go to that building over there.
There you are! Lamati!
Hello, Sphene.
Sphene!
I was worried you might have had trouble at the checkpoint, but I see everything went according to plan.
Well, that's thanks to you.
Now, I know you've scarcely arrived, but I have a request to make of you.
Oh, a request, you say?
Yes, an important one. I'll say it plain. I want you to make peace with Zeralja.
What? I thought you said you weren't on his side.
We have come no closer to seeing eye to eye, nor do I condone his methods.
What?
Be that as it may, I don't want you to fight him. I don't want you to regret a decision made in anger and haste. Unequipped with regulators as you are, the risk is too great.
I appreciate your concern, but you asked the impossible.
I've been asked the impossible many times before.
Zeralja murdered our father. His minions slaughtered our countrymen. He will never renounce his war. As vow of resolve, it falls to me to stop him. I know you love your people too, and so you must understand how I feel. Why I cannot, will not back down.
I do understand. All too well. Let me say only this then. Zeralja will use any means to win. If you would protect your people, return to them at once and prepare. Prepare as best you can. It may ring hollow coming from the queen of an enemy nation. But, unlike me, you still have the power to determine your own fate.
Wait, that ring she's wearing, what is that?
You really are a curious one. Look,
I heard
needn't worry
Lalaka
for
walking
us.
by.
We have dependable comrades holding the fort in Tulihyolal. They'll keep everyone safe, so we can devote our attention to affairs here.
Please.
Never fear, I'll be alongside her.
So you have comrades on whom you can rely. I envy you.
You know, we'd like to learn more about you.
About me?
To be frank, we're still not sure whether or not you're trustworthy. So, if you have a moment, would you show us around the district? That way, we can get to know you better.
You're asking me, the Queen, to show you around? Oh, but I jest. I'm flattered that you've taken an interest in me. Very well. I shall be your guide. You're my guests, after all, and teaching you about my realm would be a pleasure in and of itself.
Mm-hmm.
If you like, I can introduce you to my citizens, too. I consider them family, as you do yours.
By all means, we're in your capable hands.
That you are. This will be an enjoyable and enlightening tour, I promise.
Solution 9. All right. Takes a tour on Solution 9. This will be basically like a tour, like the tours we had of Tulliola. It's so vast and confused, I didn't know where to begin. District may be sauntering in time. All the key facilities are located near Leynos, what you call Aetherites. Remember this and you won't lose your way. Here, first I'll show you the Nexus Arcade first. Please follow me. This complex is home to all manners of shop, from food to daily necessity to technological convenience. You can find most everything here. Everkeep's interior is vast, as you observe. This arcade makes it possible for people to acquire what they need in one centralized location. It's a mall. Amazing. How do you get to the upper levels? I don't see stairs. Oh, yeah, that glowing pattern? Automatic conveyor. I just thought it was a jump pad by this. Yes, they usually allow swift between faraway places. I'll spare some walking. Metal electric, what's it? This conveyor bar by electro. Everything the ore is integrated in, about everything in Everkeep, even the floors and walls. Etching arcane circuits upon it, electrope can be used to convert lightning energy into those of other elements. Though we can achieve various effects. Conversion of wind provides flotation, propulsion for our flying vehicles, conversion of fire, heat, and light, street lamps and heaters, even self-heating cups to keep your drink warm. Ooh. Make a drink cold if it convert to ice instead? Certainly can. Our vending machines do just that. Multiple energies combined to produce some clever effects. Manipulating air with wind while projecting light with lightning alter one's appearance. Well, scary what you can do with electrope. Want a material? This, I wonder if everyone would be fighting over it. Seemed to have hit the head on the nail there at one point. This shop over here, what does it sell? And let's go take a look. I'm gonna get a shush, aren't I? Dare say you'll find it interesting. Oh yeah, I've been to your shop. It's not that interesting. Got food. Those are items on the counter. That's food? Can't imagine what they taste like. Thought you'd be surprised. Your countrymen, too, were in the beginning. You must sample something. Choose one. I'll purchase it. Of Majesty, treat you. Most popular. Recommend one of them this time. Black and yellow tin, hexagon powder bag, long rectangular bar, liquid filled pouch, slab of pink hexagons. Well, obviously there's like cookies or something in this tin. This will be something like snacks in a bag. That's obviously a giant chew bar of some variety. That's a drink pouch. This is the one that bugs me the most. Synthetic fruit pellets. Texture of grape. Never tried real fruit, so I can't say how fruitful they are. No denying their property. Okay, so that's synthetic fruit. Fine, take it you're thirsty. Buy sweet and salty. Stays fresh for 10 years, thanks to a special container. Ugh. Perfect meal bar. Nutrients, some packed in a single foodstuff. Formulated never to taste dull. One bar can satisfy you a whole day. We're taking this to multiple meals. Nope. Salad paste. Concerned about their figure. Blend of 9 varieties of vegetables. Help you cover this. Salad paste. Youths can't get enough of the sun either. No. Cultivated steak. Not quite the same as the real thing they produce on the outskirts. Slightly more affordable. Gold label. Hybrid of beef and chicken grown at the plant on the 4th level. Synthetic meat. Alright, we'll go with the synthetic meat. Well, they're all very tempting. We're gonna have a steak like you, Thalian. I'm obviously starving. You imagine this? They're bound to taste all the better. Something in your selections here now. It's been a long time we had newcomers. Love to see your reactions. Well, how about I offer you a real piece of food? Alright, let's dig in. Here I go. Oh, that was... Taste meat like this before. Tender like chicken, flavors them like Ronak, spices give it just the right amount of kick. I could eat this every day. Happy to see their honest reaction. How about you? It's interesting. Always such a pleasure. Thanks for humanry. Does take me back. Thought it was chaotic people too ill at first arrived. Learn one another, embrace the differences. Bean, aren't you having something to eat too? I don't think she's organic at this point. I'm fine for now, thank you. You think she is quite literally, as it said projection, remember? I have a funny feeling. My favorite food? Why do you wish to know this? I want to get to know you better. Why else? The more you know someone, the more fond you grow of them. My old man believed, and my experience has led me to believe the same. My favorite food? Are you organic or inorganic? Is it such a difficult question? Close to labor to bring us the food, I find I can't settle in on one thing. Thought I was indecisive, but you're something else. Indecisive? Perhaps I am, but you didn't need to laugh about it. Oh, what is the Momulja up to? I may never be able to answer. I'm satisfied. Let's keep moving. Being this, but it's so in part so I can tend to personal matters. It's a visitation, to be precise. Educational for you as well? Mind accompanying me? Not at all. Seen enough. We'll make our way there. Well, we'll make our way there now. Go to residential factor. This guy's just dancing on the counters. Oh, wonderful. In his Mad Maxi outfit. Discipline Comicron. It's an SE court. With your recommendation. Cafe, you can buy drinks here and while you enjoy you relax. Establishment called Zerters. Fish shell in local tongue. Right behind the name Mosaic. Content. Races were named for stones. There's the hewn. Human. Tall and graceful Edolite. Elves. Or the Elzen. Immutable and Fuafila. Milala. Lalafels. All they appear as a mosaic color, so did the founder choose the name for the cafe. And they serve tacos here. Tacos? Rally dish, one of my favorite foods. Must try it one day. Yes, definitely. I got once we store a piece of Toyola. Let's continue on. Because his minions were pulling up extra souls and energies, that's what we saw that they took. So these buildings are where our citizens live. Massive, each one's bigger than the palace. Have to be. All Exaland have apartments here. So you wonder, I'm visiting some people. Apartments in the building on the left here. Resident radius 914. Radius? That's right. Come, the door opens automatically on the right. It's the left, though. On the right. Your right or my right? Can anyone live in this place? Many of our countrymen make their homes here. Race or origin, occupation, or regular usage. Innocent eligible for an apartment. Come submit work the outskirts. Really grateful for that. Common area for residents. What does that machine there do? Ah, the concierge. Look after, if you require it, you ask it. Glad to assist. I'll direct them at you for now, for the questions. No, it's your personal concierge. Mother and son live here. No ringing the doorbell. Isadora? Majesty, you came. Friends with me today, is that all right? The queens are friends of ours. Please make yourself at home. Funny, with my outfit, I haven't looked too far out of place, too far over Tulliola, and including here, I'm not too far out of place. How's Milos been? No change. Symptoms are thankfully mild today. Oh, Miles, have you missed me? Levin sickness. Severe etheric imbalance towards lightning. On paralysis, he cannot walk and struggles to speak. Thus, here, on bad days, he can communicate with his eyes. She adores him. Sounds like people slowly slipping towards etheric resonance, just like it's with Dark in the 13th or Light, the Sin Eaters. Everything we need. Levin sickness, huh? Mustn't strain yourself, you understood? Give them souls or something? 5 of those who met in an accident cannot reverse old age or illness. Born like Mile, ill exists for generations, unable to. Cause is quite clear. Excess lightning in the environment. No coincident number of cases these past 30 years. It's my fault. What was that? Because she talked the other one into opening the door. Not that he would have stopped anyway. Proper visit next time with treats to share. He has an imbalance of ether. Yeah. We have something that could treat that. Thank you, Queen Sphene. My pleasure, Miles. I'll be back soon, so be a good boy for your mother. Right? Yes. The Porksies. Because that's what tempering was. Company on my visit. An etheric imbalance towards one element? Sounds like the tempered. The tempered? Those that were affected with an etheric imbalance towards one or more elements. We have developed a way to sort of cure them of that. I do this because I want to. Please don't worry. My vital facilities. It's called Resolution. To reach it, you may have to go Linode, where the Aetheryte is situated. Escape. Yeah, the Porksy. You run. If Alize was with us, she'd comment about that. The etheric imbalance. Porksy could solve, right? Alize, do you have your Porksy still available? Etheric imbalance does remind me of the, like, it does remind of temper. You think? You have a cure? It would probably seem we have a cure. Area overhead will transport your government. The resolution is located. Arrow marked on the other side. Is it safe? Extremely. No need to be afraid. Who said I was afraid? Come on, Thalen. Hey, teleporter! Won't be the first thing like that I've Run on. Acadian. Heritage found. That takes you out here. Ah, fair enough. Operational heart of Solution 9. We oversee the running of the district, provide essential services, welfare support, job introductions. Proceed inside. Government building. Oh no, it's DMV. Damn it.
Strange contraptions everywhere you look. What's that?
An infusion station. It dispenses souls in exchange for credits. Through hard work, citizens can obtain the peace of mind provided by spare souls. It's the way of life for Alexandrians and has been for quite some time. But I imagine it must be difficult for outsiders to comprehend.
That's putting it lightly. To be honest, it sounds disturbing. Still, I won't dismiss it out of hand. Practices like these don't arise from nothing. There's a reason why your culture is the way it is, and I'd like to understand. Won't you tell us some of your realm's history?
Knowledge comes appreciation.
Very well. Be warned, though, that it may take a while.
That's okay, we've got time. I don't mind going late for multiple cutscenes, which is probably what we're going to get here.
In the distant past, over 1,000 years ago, it's said, lightning energy began to swell in our world.
Asian assholes.
According to ancient records that date back around 8 centuries, the rainy season spanned a quarter of the year, during which time severe thunderstorms ravaged the land. 4 centuries later, this season had lengthened to nearly half the year. The trend continued, with our ancestors spending longer and longer languishing beneath storm clouds. Crops failed and livestock starved. But amidst this growing desperation, a miraculous material was discovered that promised salvation: electrope.
The stuff that's used everywhere here.
Mm-hmm.
Indeed. One day, when out inspecting a forest after lightning had caused a fire, a villager came upon a curious black ore none had seen before. Testing revealed that the ore possessed a singular property. It could store lightning and convert it to other energies. In that instant, the scourge of endless storms became a blessing. Dubbed electrope, the ore found use in myriad inventions and dramatically improved people's lives. So much so, in fact, that all nations soon became dependent upon it, despite the difficulty of obtaining it in quantity. Supply was chronically scarce, and when nations couldn't meet their needs with their own deposits, some resorted to taking electrope from others. Fighting was isolated and sporadic until electrope came to be used in warfare. First in the weaponry of invaders,
then in the countermeasures of defenders, and then in every aspect of combat where an advantage might be had. This
Sounds
served
like
only to exacerbate the ore
sounds
shortage,
exactly like the
leading
playbook
to
out of the
further
Asian's
escalation.
hand.
Before long, the entire world was engulfed in a terrible war known as the Storm Surge.
The Asian playbook, one by one. It's the same thing they were doing in the first, the same thing they did in the 13th.
As the war came to a head, Alexandria's neighbor, Lindblum, committed its stores of electrope to the production of a weapon of mass destruction.
Lindblum?
They deployed it on the front lines and triggered a calamity of frightful magnitude. Not even their own scientists had anticipated the force of the lightning that was unleashed. The energy inundated the entire continent, laying it to waste.
Bingo. Trigger event for the
So
Asian.
that's how your world came to be this way.
It's like the flood of darkness.
You truly know a great many things that I don't. I should like to learn about you too sometime. But to continue the tale, the people of Alexandria had already lost much to the war. They lost almost everything else to the Levin. Those who survived bore deep scars, tormented by the memory of loved ones taken too soon. Though they yet lived, the cruel specter of death was with them always. Seeking a solution, our scientists turned once more to electrope, and after extensive research, they developed the means to preserve memory and soul. Physical death isn't the end. So long as our memories endure, we may live on. This belief sustained us then, and it sustains us now, granting us comfort.
That's quite a tale.
Your Majesty, help me. I beg you, help me.
Hey, I've got that jacket. I've got this one too.
What's the matter?
I've got no souls left. Not a single one. But the lot at Soul Supply refused to give me any. Please, you must do something.
My apologies, Your Majesty. This man, he does no work. Instead, he drinks his days away on Trueview. He has only himself to blame if he has no credits for souls.
That's not true. I'm a fighter at the Arcadian. Or rather, I was. I haven't been allowed to fight because of the King's decree. It isn't my choice.
I see. You're a brave warrior of the arena. I want to help you, I sincerely do. But I cannot give you preferential treatment.
Then open up the Arcadian again, so I can fight.
I'm sorry, but that's not my decision to make. The king requires feral souls for war. He doesn't wish for them to be expended on amusements.
You're useless! A queen in naught but name.
Insolent wretch! How dare you take that tone with Her Majesty?
It's quite all right. Such things don't bother me, nor do I think ill of this man.
That giggle was a little off, though.
Hear me. Though I cannot grant you a soul, I mean it when I say I want you to live.
I love all of you equally, dearly. You are as family to me, and it pains me to see you deny yourself hope. I want you to find a happiness all your own, even if you must grow it from the smallest seed of joy. Out there, somewhere, is a reason for you to smile again. We all need to vent our frustrations from time to time. I will always be willing to lend an ear.
Yes, Mum. Of course. Even without a spare soul, I suppose I'm fine as long as I stay in Solution 9. I apologize for my rudeness. Good day to you.
Well, don't do anything stupid. Spare soul won't save you from illness or old age.
Keep your chin up, my friend. And when you feel better, I'm sure you'll find another way to apply your talents.
I'm sorry you had to see that. Let's keep
moving, shall we?
Right. I believe we visited all the main facilities. With that, I declare our tour concluded.
That man from before, does that sort of thing happen often?
Somewhat. It's unavoidable. Hardships are a fact of life. Our soul management system has sustained our realm for generations, but it isn't without flaws. For one, people have become accustomed to having spare souls. Without them, they feel vulnerable and anxious. Some claim it may also have contributed to a decline in births.
Just thinking out loud, but would it be possible to do away with the system?
No.
I know it isn't easy to change one's beliefs and way of life. The Mamolja had their reasons for their reliance on blessed siblings, much as you have yours for souls. But if we defeated Zorolja, you'd be able to make all the decisions, right? Then we could work together to fix things, restore your realm to where it belongs, and see where we can go from there.
Listen to me. There's something that I need to tell you.
What is it?
Actually, never mind. It's nothing
Well,
of import.
Zoralja's basically studying her. She can't go
Well,
there.
it was lovely showing you around.
Of course. Thanks so much for the tour. We've learned not only about your realm, but you as well. For now, our priority is Zoralja.
Why did she
Once
for
we've
her
dealt
belt?
with him, perhaps I can return the favor and show you to Lihiolal.
I'd like that very much.
Right? Coincidences happen every day. I just don't trust them. There's something else you have. Something that cannot be changed.
It seems I've no choice but to continue down this path.
Is that ring?
Forgive me, Val Wuklamat, but I must disappoint you.
Eidolon's wings. I can wait another time. Been exploring for a while. Should I go with meeting point? Found the way we came, wasn't it? Ooh, question. Does sprint continue through one of these things? Whee! Yes, it does. Not even going to complete the 6-6. No, this is probably out in the frontier area. Cares for people. I can respect that. I'm better understand if this feels so strange and distant anymore. That's the 7-6. That's the next sort of one. Yes. True view, Eastern. Where I'll take us. Actually kind of fun. Come on. Scales of blue. I know, I'm running short on time, or over on time, I should say. Hey, think? It's the place you think? See the others, though. Let's explore a bit. Look over there. Mamulja? What are they doing here? Yeah. Your stealth skill sucks. Resemblance to Zeralja? Blue scales of a bonwa, features of a hugabigo? Can't be a coincidence. Too small child to leave on their own. Come on, let's go after them. Anyway, this is a good enough place as any to sort of leave off. Yeah, this is a good enough as place as any to leave off. Continue it all on the morrow, I think, till the morrow. So, interesting thing. So, section 9 is inside the Levin Tower. It looks like there's a whole bunch of things. I'm beginning to think I'm kind of more right about... First I thought it was just like, hey, it's going to be the aliens, like, you know, this. Might tie in with the Mandervillians. Might still tie in with the Mandervillians. The Mandervilles themselves, I mean, not the Mandervillians. Right? That bit of nonsense is probably all onto its own. But you could easily see where the aesthetics all come from. They gave us clothing and aesthetic for that in PvP. And so it's like, yes, this aesthetic pile all looks very, very. So, where do we go from here, it says? Yes. Well, we have a few bits and pieces of nonsense to get into and out to, but of course, That'll be more Final Fantasy tomorrow. Same time, we're back every time, 7:30 Mountain Standard, 6:30 Pacific, 9:30 Eastern. Yahoo! So we'll be back and forth, that's where we go. Coming back up on Friday, Saturday, more Starfield. So if you hang out for Starfield, I'll see you then. Woohoo! Until anything else, I'd like to basically thank those who basically tuned in, those that basically watch this on replay on Twitch, and all those that tune in on the VODs. Hey, once again, thanks a lot. Till this and always, laters.